We retired early, and since then we've been stumbling and learning and getting adjusted to this new life. Hopefully, after watching this video, you would not need to stumble and learn, and you can plan properly. Hello everyone, my name is Yogi, and my wife Seema and I, we both achieved financial independence, and we took this bold step of retiring early. It's been now almost 14 months that we've done this early retirement. So a good time to do a recap of how our almost 1 year of our retirement life has been, and what are the learnings that we had to stumble and learn, and some of the learnings that we knew in advance, but they still caught us off guard. Before I get into the video, I want to say something that I've been, and we both have been saying in our different videos, is financial independence is a must. Retiring early is an option. We chose that option. And well, after watching this video, hopefully it will also help you prepare for that option properly. So let's get on with it. So the 5 top lessons that we've learned over the last 1 year of our early retirement are: the first one is obvious: time. Before our retirement, during our work life, time was a very precious asset. It still is, but during that time, even getting 15 minutes here and there during the workday was sometimes a challenge. Sometimes we didn't even know how and where did the day pass by, because we had all these back-to-back meetings, packed days. And now it's the other side, where time is of abundance. We were prepared for this, but it takes time to get used to a concept where you have very little time and then you have a lot of time available in your hands. So what did we do to maximize that? Well, first of all, what we did was we started our early retirement with a bang. We planned this 1 year, almost 1 year world trip that we were on, and that not just filled up our time, but it gave us an opportunity to experience life that like we had never before. We saw so much of spectacular nature. We did amazing activities: hiking, snorkeling, paragliding, so many games, you name it. We experienced wine tasting. Anything that we had on the bucket list, we were able to pack it in that 1 year to maximize the value of our time. So that helped us to create so much memories of that free time that we had. The second thing, which is a very important thing that we realize now, is how much flexibility you get in life when you have time. Well, while we were working, if someone in our family and friends had some problems, we used to see how much we can attend within that restricted access of flexibility, sometimes travel issues, sometimes, and we were trying to be there as much as possible, at least in spirit, if not in person. Now that's not the case. Whenever in the last 1 year, anyone within our family or friends had any issues, be it health, be it emotional, be it anything, we just said, we are coming. And we used to just pack our bags, go there. We spent days, weeks connecting, helping. And interestingly, right now, I'm making this video just in a park nearby Seema's parents' house, because they both are having some ailment right now. So we just packed up our bags from Thailand, we came over here, and we've been supporting them for the last few weeks. So that flexibility helps a lot, especially at the time when we are in our 50s and our parents, our uncles and aunts, they're all in their 70s or 80s, and that's when they need us the most. So we are maximizing that. And that is only possible because we have that free time, and that free time creates that possibility of creating that flexibility. The third aspect of time is getting used to or unlearning the concept of productivity that we had. So during the work days, it was that the more hard you're working, the more back-to-back calls and meetings, everything, you felt that you're being very productive of your time because you packed so much in your week, you packed so much in a day. Now we are unlearning that, and we are realizing that how unstressful that is, how much mental and emotional and physical happiness and relaxation that gives by not just chasing that productivity of fitting everything in the time. Interestingly, we lived in Holland for many years, and that's a concept that I learned from there. It's called niks doen. Literal translation of that is to do nothing. And that is something which we are learning, that sometimes it is good just to do nothing. So it is not important to just pack and say, hey, because we have time, we have to go and do some sightseeing or hiking or some activity or learning. Sometimes it is just doing nothing. So that's the thing that we are learning, and that's the other lesson that we learned in time. So in summary, in this first lesson of time, one was to, on the one side, is to pack up the agenda as much as possible from our time perspective, to enjoy the nature, to enjoy activities, to still have that flexibility to spend time with parents, family, friends, and especially when they need us. And the third is for the remaining time to unlearn and enjoy the thing of doing nothing, niks doen. So that is the first lesson. The second lesson was our network. We realize now that how much of our social network was also related to our profession, and how much of our professional network was intertwined with our social network. And that is a realization that we've had, that network, or the interaction of that network, drops dramatically from when you're working versus when you're not working. So that is also something that it took time to get used to, that how much networking we used to do earlier versus we are doing now. But that again is a good learning for us, is because now we are also realizing quantity over quality. So earlier, the quantity of networking opportunities were a lot. We were going out for drinks and dinner and interacting with clients and doing a lot of stuff. But now we are doing a lot less, but with a lot more quality. So the interaction that we have now is a lot more deeper. So it is not a transaction that we are interacting with, that limited small network that we have, but it's a lot more about life, philosophy, changing in technology, a lot of other subjects, and not just one particular transaction. So the quality is improved a lot. And the third is that our network is also evolving. So earlier in our network, it was a lot more, within our professional surroundings. Now, especially after moving to Thailand, our network has become so enriched with people from so many different professions. Teachers, miners, uh, people who have done entrepreneurship, people who are in just spiritualism. So all that becomes so much more enriching, and that's the next evolution of the network that we are seeing right now. The third learning and realization is the importance of the connection with the life partner, because that is again one thing that hits you, that how much time you're spending together. Now, Seema and I, we knew that when we get into this retirement phase, we'll be spending 24 hours with each other. So we were prepared partly for that, that we started aligning and harmonizing our passions, interests, and started pursuing those hobbies together. And that created an amazing time, at least for the last 1 year, that we've been trying out stuff that probably we always wanted to try together, and now we have been able to do it. But the other extreme end is also that we are also giving each other space, because that's also important. And that is the other realization that we've had, is that you can't be in each other's space 24 hours together. You need to, give each other space, and that's also worked very well with us. But while interacting with many of our friends and colleagues, many of whom who have achieve financial independence, when I talk to them and I say that, hey, why are you still working? Why don't you pursue all your interests that you wanted to do? They say, look, we are worried that when we are spending time with each other as husband, wife, we will probably just, as they were joking, that we will be at each other's throats. So that's a learning that we had, that look, it helped us to prepare properly, set the expectations with each other, that this is the time we will give each other, this is the time that we will, spend together, these are the hobbies, etc., we will pursue together. The fourth one is financial management. While you're working, the priority during those years is about saving and investing. It's about how much can you save and how much do you invest and where do you invest. So that's where you spend a lot of your time. You take it for granted when it comes to inflow, that because you're getting your salary every month, and most likely you're spending less time onto doing cash flow management, because that inflow, if you're having accelerated savings, and like we keep saying in our videos, that to achieve financial independence you need to save at least 30% of your income, net income, then I think you should have less worries of cash flow during that stage. But when you retire, the financial management takes a big pivot, and that's what we realized, that from as soon as we retired, from that day onwards, there was no salary inflow. So what became more important for us was not savings or investments, because we had already done those savings and investments, but cash flow management, that how and where do we use our passive income? How is it going to be coming in the coming next 12 months? How is our emergency fund looking like? Now, probably when you are in your earning stage, you are in your journey to financial independence stage, you're not even caring about your passive income, because it's probably reinvested. So you reinvest your dividends, you let your rent go into some other investments. But here, when you are into, or when we were into our retirement stage, then we had to, every dollar of that passive income counted, because we did not want to withdraw from the corpus. What helped over there also is that bucket strategy. Because of the bucket strategy, because we had these 3 buckets, and I've talked about this bucket strategy in another video of mine, so to know more, do please watch that. But that bucket strategy helped that we did not need to be worried about the market's upswings and downswings, and also that we did not need to withdraw from the corpus, at least from those later buckets. But yes, the big pivot was not about savings and investments, but now it is about cash flow management, and it is about rebalancing your portfolio. That how do you keep rebalancing rather than investing, because you are using your passive income for your sustenance. The last one is something that I had to unlearn from myself, is the corporate lie that we were told for so many years, and that is the sense of purpose. So before we were taking this big plunge of early retirement, everybody in the workspace, HR, senior leaders, my colleagues, my peers, clients, whenever I did tell them that this is my plan, the first reaction was that, hey, what would be your sense of purpose if you're retiring at this age? And it scared me a lot. It scared both of us a lot, that are we doing the right thing? Because probably we will lose this so-called sense of purpose. And now I realize, and this is a lesson and a learning, that what big corporate lie this is. Because the corporate world tries to propagate and teach us that the only sense of purpose in life is that you have to work, you have to have these meetings, you have to chase targets, you have to do appraisals, you have to get HR, and you have to rise up the corporate ladder. That, honestly, without a lack of better word, is just nothing but bullshit. Because like we've evolved during our entire aging process, that when we were toddlers, our sense of purpose was different. When we were in college, the sense of purpose was different. In our early years of career, the sense of purpose was different. Similarly, when you get into your retirement age, you evolve when it comes to your sense of purpose. You start Your sense of purpose becomes about learning new things. It becomes about traveling. It becomes about building that new network, meeting those new people, and giving back to the society. It could be giving back to the society in form of, education, schooling, support that we do. I do mentoring and coaching of individuals, or even through these videos. So the sense of purpose changes. Yes, I do agree that you do not want to just do, as I said earlier, Nixadun, that you don't do anything 24/7. But at the same time, do not buy into this corporate story that holds you down, that if you retire, you lose sense of purpose. It's been 14 months, and so far, I have not lost, or even Seema, we both have not lost for even 1 day or 1 minute our sense of purpose. I'll keep giving you these checks every year, every 6 months, and say, hey, did that happen? So far, it hasn't, and I hopefully, fingers crossed, it doesn't happen there. So, in summary, the 5 lessons that I would like you to take away from our experiences and then use it to also plan accordingly. The first one is time. You will be maximizing your time into all those productive conference calls, etc. And when you are going to be into your early retirement, that time you will have to repurpose. And repurposing could be using that flexibility towards your family. It could be towards your own things that you had on your bucket list, or experiencing, learning things, etc. And also adjusting to the fact that you do not need to fill your calendar completely. You can enjoy doing nothing. So ask yourself that, are you preparing for that, and are you getting mentally adjusted in case you are closer to your retirement years? The second one is network. You like it or not, at least our experience is that that network takes a nosedive when it comes to the quantity of interactions. But if you again do select well, that quality of interactions, you can increase it, and you can have a much better, deeper, meaningful relationship with a select few. And at the same time, it gives you an opportunity to build new networks and new relationships which are relevant for that time of, and your that stage of life. The third one is, one of the most important things is your alignment with your other half, or your partner. That becomes very important, that the more you are aligned, the easier it gets into the retirement, and it becomes also not a barrier that you're scared that are you doing the right thing. The fourth being the financial management. Right now, focus on saving, focus on investing, but yes, you will have to pivot towards portfolio rebalancing, bucket strategy, emergency fund, and most importantly, cash flow management, because you need to make sure that your monthly expenses, you're withdrawing from your corpus as least as possible. And the last one, but not the least one, is don't let anyone believe you that retirement means that you lose your sense of purpose, and corporate world means that you have a sense of purpose. Don't buy into that story. I hope this video was useful. It gave you some insight into at least our experiences, or at least the top 5 experiences or learnings or lessons from our retirement, early retirement life. If you did find it useful, please do like, subscribe, and share this video. Would love to hear your thoughts. If you have any questions or any other experiences based on your own early retirement. Till the next video, till the next location, and till the next topic, goodbye from me. Bye-bye.